Friends, Michael Gantt coming to you from Brattleboro, Vermont. I'm sitting here in my office at home. You can probably hear the traffic going by because it's hot in here in Vermont, and I've got the door open to my office, which faces a very busy thoroughfare, Route 9 going through Brattleboro out west toward New York. And you'll hear trucks going by and cars and probably horns and motorcycles and whatever. But I wanted to come on and chat with you for a few minutes and tell you about a very special project. Hi, Robin. My daughter just jumped on. Tell you about a very special project that I'm involved in. But before I give you the details, I have to give you a little history, a little backstory. Almost 18 years ago now, when I was traveling through Western Kenya, I ran across a little school that at that time was called the Kenya Christian School for the Deaf. It was a tiny little place. It was a house, really a very small ranch house. At the time, it had 28 students living there. They had a little tin building outside where they had classrooms, and the boys slept and they ate and everything else. It was a terrible situation. We came to find out later that the headmaster was stealing money and using it for his own high style living in Nairobi, and it was just a mess. But when I was actually driving by and I saw it, and I asked my driver, I said, "Let's stop, let's check this out, let's see what's going on." And I realized that these children were in very difficult situations. They weren't eating well. They weren't really getting an education like they needed to get. They weren't in a safe place. They weren't in a healthy place, and in the environment where they were, they really had no way to compete with a job market that's over 50% unemployment. And at that time, the Spirit of God really spoke to me, and I knew that I had to get involved. I had to get involved to see what I could do. I came on board as a strategist and a fundraiser, and over the course of the next 10 years or so, we were able to partner together with Deaf Ministries International and the local school board there and the country of Kenya and many donors here in the United States. And we were able to build a beautiful campus. I still remember the day. I was standing there in a little rented facility where we had moved the school and now had renamed it to the Emmanuel Christian School for the Deaf. And I was looking out a window to a vacant field next to the little house where I was staying, drinking a cup of coffee early in the morning, just about sunrise. And it was a field that was full of weeds and water. That was all that was there. Well, as I was standing there, God gave me a vision. I could see a campus for this school. As a matter of fact, later on in the day, I took an old paper tablecloth type thing like you used to put over it for church suppers. And we took a ruler and walked around the property and measured it and took markers and drew out a campus. And I drew it out exactly the way God had shown it to me. And I'm telling you, in the next 10 years, we saw that campus come to fruition. It is a beautiful campus. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures in a minute. But last year, due to some health reasons, my own and my wife's, and to the fact that we had accomplished all that we had set out to do and a lot more, I pulled back. I can't travel like I could for a long time, can't travel all over the country raising money. And I pulled back and said, "You guys go on without me. We've got a campus, we've got a good school. The educational level has increased significantly. The safety and sanitation circumstances are vastly improved, and and so you go on without me." And they have. The school has grown. You know, I told you when I met them, they were 28 students. Today, they are more than 175 students. And part of the reason for that growth is that the school has done such a remarkable job in educating the deaf children. The country of Kenya has now asked that the school take in hearing students as well, and they redesignated them recently as an integrated school. And that means that they have both hearing and deaf students. And the population has grown from 28, it went to 28 to 60 to 85 to 90, and now it's closing in on 200 students. And the headmaster, my good brother Wes Imbuchi, contacted me a few weeks ago and asked if I would not come back on board and represent the school again for this project here in the United States. And we are getting ready. I want to just show you a couple of pictures here. We're getting ready to start. We've started fundraising to raise $95,000 to build a new classroom building to take care of this growing student body. Here in this picture, you can see some of the buildings that were built. As I said, when we first saw this field, it was weeds and water. And now you can see right here, there's this beautiful academic building, has 10 classrooms and 4 offices. It has a completely equipped computer lab. It's got a seamstress shop. It's down here at the bottom. You can see a little bit the dormitories. They have beautiful dormitories to live in now. The kids are not sleeping 3 or 4 or 5 to a bed. Everybody has their own bed. They have their own mosquito net. We have a beautiful activities hall, where a 3,000 square foot activities center where the children eat and congregate and meet for chapel and all of those things. But now we need to build a new classroom building to accommodate all of the growth needs of the school. We have a dollar figure. It's $95,000. $95,000 to build this classroom building. I think it's like 8 classrooms or something like that. I don't have the plans in front of me, but it will help to accommodate all of the growth in the school. So I'm here to ask you, can you help? I'm telling you, this beautiful school, many hundreds of thousands of dollars were raised to build this beautiful campus, and almost none of it came from large donations. Most of it came from small donations, from $5, $10, $50, $100, some $1,000, some multiple thousands of dollars, but came from people from every walk of life who came together to help me do this project. And so I'm back for one more time, I think one more time, to help in building this new classroom building. And I'm looking for people that will help. I'm looking for folks that can come alongside me and help to do this. Now, let me tell you where we are at this point. I'm not going to take your whole afternoon, but let me tell you where we are at this point. Almost immediately, when I announced that I was going to participate in this project, we received a matching grant of $30,000 from a donor, a friend of mine actually, who lives in Japan. And this donor has offered to match every dollar that we raise up to $30,000. That means that if I can raise $30,000, that is going to turn into $60,000. That's almost like magic, isn't it? And if we can do that, we'll be 2/3 of the way there to complete this building. I am so excited about this. This last weekend, just one weekend ago, we were able to take in somewhere around $5,500. Immediately, that's turned into now $11,000. So we're on our way. And I'm just on this afternoon. I have friends all over this country and all over the world. And many of you have been so generous with the various projects I've been involved in, particularly with the School for the Deaf. And so I'm on here asking if you could consider making a small donation of any size. It will be greatly appreciated. And here's how you can do it. You can go to our church website. As a matter of fact, let me tell you how to do this. Go to www. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can. Yeah, there you go. If you look across the bottom of this page, you will see my website. It's www.mkgantt.com/special projects. And if you will go to that page, it will show you exactly how you can give your donation. You can send a check, you can give by PayPal or by credit card, you can give by Cash App. There's any number of ways that you can, or as I say, you can mail a check. But I'm just sending out this appeal to help me with this project, which is so important, and I believe is going to have such an impact in young people's lives. I like to characterize it this way: you will not be making a donation, you will be making an investment. You will be making an investment in the lives of amazingly brilliant and motivated children who will have no opportunity other than the education we can give them in this school at Emmanuel Christian School for the Deaf. So once again, I'm Michael Gantt. I just wanted to come on and make this appeal. Those of you who know me know I'm not a high pressure fundraiser. I detest that. I'm not going to get on here and cry and tell you if you don't send money, it's not going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to see this building, and I'm hoping to be able to go and dedicate this building. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my little presentation here, to this appeal. I'm asking you, go to that page, www.mkgantt.com. It's running right across the bottom of the page right now. Go to our special projects tab, and there you can find out how you can help the children of Kenya to have an opportunity to grow and to flourish and to become all that God has designed them to be, simply by the blessing of an education. God bless you. I'll talk to you again. By the way, don't forget, I'm on every Monday morning on Mornings with Mike, my weekly radio program. You can find me right on